3 women disappeared in Springfield, Missouri, United States. The house was almost untouched. Doors locked, purses left behind, cars still in the driveway, and no clear signs of a struggle. Almost no clues. But after the possible crime, witnesses may have destroyed the only pieces of evidence that could have led investigators to whoever was responsible. An obscene message left on the home's answering machine, and the broken glass from a porch light, which was swept away before police ever arrived. The disappearance happened during the early hours of June 7th, 1992. That night, 2 friends had returned home after attending their high school graduation party. Susie Streeter, 19, and Stacy McCall, 18, decided to spend the night at the home of Susie's mother, Cheryl Levitt, a 47-year-old hairdresser well known in the city. All 3 cars were parked in the driveway. Nothing appeared unusual. The next morning, friends arrived to pick up the 2 girls. The plan was to spend the day at a water park, but when they entered the house, something felt wrong. The 3 purses were lined up neatly. Money, makeup, cigarettes, and keys were all still inside. The family dog wandered nervously through the living room, and the television was still on. But Cheryl, Susie, and Stacy were nowhere to be found. At first, no one suspected an abduction. Friends began tidying up around the house, even sweeping up the shattered glass from the porch light, assuming it had simply been vandalism from the night before. They also heard an obscene message left on the answering machine, apparently from an unknown man. Without realizing it might be critical evidence, the message was erased. By the time police arrived hours later, the scene had already been altered. Even so, one thing quickly stood out to investigators. There were no clear signs of a struggle inside the home. The beds had been slept in. The clothes from the night before were still there. The cars remained in the driveway. If the 3 women left that house, it wasn't by choice. In the days that followed, witnesses began reporting strange sightings from that same night. One person claimed to have seen a suspicious green van slowly driving through the neighborhood. Another reported seeing a similar van with a young woman driving and another woman sitting in the passenger seat, appearing frightened. None of those leads ever resulted in a confirmed suspect. Years later, investigators began paying closer attention to a man named Robert Craig Cox. He had lived in Springfield, Missouri, at the time of the disappearance and was later imprisoned in Texas for aggravated kidnapping in an unrelated case. While in prison, Cox made a chilling statement to investigators. He claimed that he knew what had happened to the 3 women and said that they were dead, but he refused to provide any details. Cox said he would only reveal the truth after his mother died. She passed away in 2013, but he never revealed any details about what supposedly happened to the 3 women. More than 3 decades later, no bodies have ever been found. No one has been formally charged, and the disappearance of the 3 women remains unsolved. And perhaps the most disturbing part of this story is what happened in those first few hours. A voicemail message, a broken porch light, and the secret of the 3 women who vanished from that seemingly safe house may never be revealed.